welcome to Titanium Colors Tarot, and today I'll be doing an energetic healing from the past week. Alright, so yes, this is for anybody who watches this at any time, from anywhere, and there's no other really significant indication other than that. If you want to listen to this, then it's for you. I'm going to be pulling some cards to show what we will generally be working on, healing from the past week, but it's not only that. It's just to give us an idea of one of the things that might be worked on, okay? And then I'll be doing an energetic healing on the collective with my trusty handy dandy paper, long distantly, of course. So let's get, this is for any, well, no real indication because it's a collective healing, so whomever wants to be part of it. But what I'll definitely do is I will be mentioning the decks, and I will put the decks in the description box below as well if you're interested in getting one yourself. So with that, let's begin. I'm first going to use Énergie de guérison from Mario Duguay. It's a French deck. I will translate as I read, of course. So, please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my collective, please come forward and share what energy will we be healing from the past week. This is called Énergie de guérison, which is energy healing in French. So, please, angels and guides, anyone with the highest good who has a message for my collective. And what we're healing from this week is active. Active. Well, the word is active, which would be active in English. Now, let me phrase this the right way. So, je suis constamment dans l'action divine. I'm constantly in divine action. Je suis conscient de mes pensées et en contact avec mes forces positives. I am conscious of my thoughts and in contact with my positive forces. Je suis à l'écoute de mon cœur. I listen to my heart. Dans mon désir de voir la lumière se manifester, in my want to see the light manifest itself, mes découvertes intérieures, my internal discoveries, me servent à faire face au test de... serve à faire face, to face, au test, the test, que l'univers, that the universe m'envoie pour grandir, sends me so that I can get stronger. Basically, so what we're healing from last week is that whatever difficulty you received, that you perceived as difficult, was only meant to make you stronger. That is what that is saying. So it's basically refocusing or refocusing your attention or your gaze on a right way of understanding what you're going through. Okay? So now we're healing from an inability to see that what went wrong was meant to actually go right. It might not be clear at the moment how, but it is definitely going to be clear later, right? And the next deck is called the Psychic Tarot from John Holland. So this one's English, as you heard. So please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good. And the card that fell is Rejoice in Celebration. So how we're going to be healing from last week's energy would be to understand that what happened was only meant to make us stronger, A, and B, from rejoicing that we learned something from that difficulty that came to pass. Yes, next I have Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland as well. So, please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my collective, please come forward and share what will help them, what will help us heal from this week. Please. Nee. No. Excuse me. Let us see. There we go. Alright. I think I'm gonna keep it like this. Yeah. Alright, so please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my collective, please come forward and share what else will help us heal from last week's energy. Please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good, or will help my collective and I heal from last week's energy. And we have take the lead. Take the lead. Take the lead on what? Take the lead. Take the lead in rejoicing for what you have done relative to the difficulty that you surpassed from last week. Why? Because not everyone will know what you've been through, not everyone will understand what you've done, and not everyone will be in alignment with what it is you have to do, which is normal. It's fine. I mean, I have my family just supports or just accepts what I do. They don't necessarily adhere to it or enjoy it per se. They're just like, okay, Talar can do that. Fine, but it's not something they will tell other people about much because it's not the usual thing. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my collective, please come forward and share how the universe has my collectives back this week in regards to what we are going to heal from in a couple of minutes. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good, and God, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Super cool. Yeah. So, my good, well, I mean, give it a little extra time. Before I begin the healing, alright, so what we got was that you need to be active in understanding that what you went through, maybe not this week, maybe in like past weeks, was only meant to make you stronger as an individual. And that is why, because it did make you stronger, or for those for whom this hasn't happened yet, when it does happen, what is suggested is that you rejoice within yourself because you have done a very big leap towards the best version of you. And it is suggested that you do it by yourself because not everyone will understand what you went through and not everyone will understand why you're doing what you're doing. For example, I have a survival day. I try on every year since my accident to have a survival day with friends. You know, just like a birthday party with friends, I have a survival day party with friends. My family doesn't really want to be there because they were on the other side of the, the less favorable side of having to deal with the fact that I was hit by a car and blah, blah, blah. But I have a good connection to that day. So I like to, commemorate it with friends. Unfortunately, family does not want to take part in it, but that's fine. That's their thing, and I respect them and what they want to do. But all in all, when you accept that the universe might loves you in different ways and is always meant for you to go in, for you to get better and for you to get stronger as an individual, you will get back to light. You will be able to get back to the way, the calling, the way, what you are meant to be doing. No one else can tell you what you're meant to be doing other than your own intuition. I'm sorry, but they can't. Even if they think they know what you should be doing, they don't know what you should be doing. They don't know. They just don't know. So, and the example that just came to mind was Tom Hiddleston, because his father wanted him to do what he did. I think it was insurance or something. But Tom was like, no, I'm gonna do what I'm passionate about, and that's acting. And so he continued. And I mean, Tom really nailed it, right? He got amazing jobs, and he is now one of the most famous and most rich people on the face of this earth. So I see that as, wow, he is in tune with his intuition, like on point. That's what I want to say. So with that being said, now let's move on to the energetic healing portion, right? With my collective. So I suggest that you sit up straight, that if you feel called to it, because I will be speaking, you can close your eyes and go within, make it like a meditation. For others, it could be just like the rest of the video, just go into a calm space where you won't be disturbed much. And let me just make sure I don't be disturbed. And yeah, close your eyes, go within. Go into the internal universe that we all are a part of, or that we all have within ourselves. So breathe in and out. Yet again, breathe in and out. So, this week, it's a very interesting part of our discussion was all about you understanding that whatever you went through in your life, okay, it was only meant to make you stronger, to make you a better person, to lead you towards where you should have gone, or where you should be, or whatnot. For example, I'm not certain if all of you know, but it's not like I keep it a secret. I was in a car accident at age 19. I was actually hit by a car. And I actually alluded to that before when I talked about my survival day. And what was connection like? Well, as I said, everything is meant to make you stronger. And that was meant to make me stronger, and it did once I figured out that instead of waiting for the universe to do things for me, that I need to do things for myself, and as well as, other people won't change for me, but I need to change for me, and so that I can get exactly what it is I want into my reality, I need to do things so that I can receive them, which could be part of your manifestation, and a big part of manifestation is the concept of letting go, becoming detached, I'm not sure what this YouTuber's name is, Clark Kenny, I think, or something along those lines. But Aaron Doughty talks a lot of this, and I can assure you it works. Because when you are too attached to something, and when you are trying to give it too much, when you give it too much power, something actually loses a bit of traction, because you are placing it on a pedestal and you are not actually consciously thinking about how can I achieve it. Because when you place something on a pedestal, you basically are setting it apart from you. But in reality, everything you need, you already have. It is already in your experience. All you need to do is call the physical manifestation in. And the physical manifestation only happens when you partly detach yourself from it. Some of my friends had mentioned that when I didn't want it anymore, or when I stopped thinking about it altogether, that is when it showed up in my life. And they're like, well, that is stupid. That was an idiotic thing. But that's how they did it. That's how mainly it does, because you need to take the focus off of I want, I need, to that'd be nice to have in my life. Yeah, I am very good on my own, but that would be a definite plus to my reality. It is to be able to be like, hey, that's nice, but not to be dependent on it to the extent where you cannot live your life because that thing is not in it. Well, I actually lived that myself. I've always been a romantic. I always would be like obsessed about what I wanted in regards to like a relationship. I'd be obsessed. And because I was obsessed with it, that thing that I was obsessed of would like try to detach itself from me. Something that the way Aaron Doughty talks about it is when you're chasing something, it implies that you're running after it, and the thing that ensues is someone is running away from you so that you don't catch them. But if you're fine, and if you let it happen, and if you don't force other people to come into a relationship with you, then things should be fine. Things would be greater than fine, right? So all of this is just understanding that what you've done, being interdependent is the word Clark Kenny, I think it's Clark Kenny, Clark used in his video. I'll share the link in the description box below. I'll share the link. Basically, it's just being fine by yourself, being good with yourself and by yourself, which is what this Rejoice in Celebration is all about. In my opinion, it's being able to see that what you've done was meant to help you and no one else but you. And because of that, it is to rejoice in what you've created for you in your life. Because family won't necessarily understand what you've done until they see you like successful. So just forget about them and just look to what you've done. If you are very happy with where you're at in your life, then great. If not, well, then you need to make some changes for you. Not for them, but for you, right? Yes. And then, which is in regards to like take the lead, because if you become dependent on your family members to lead the way, well, you'll follow the way until they won't really help. It won't really be in alignment with what your soul needs, right? And that would actually be counterintuitive for you, but because it makes sense in their mind, it should be done, right? For example, my grandfather is a very, he thinks he knows best. So everyone should follow him. But unfortunately, that is not the case, because when we follow him, I know when someone follows exactly what he says, well then because it worked for my grandfather, does not mean that it'll work for the other person. So most often what happens is that the other person falls flat on their face, or is not able to manifest as great of a wealth as my grandfather, because what my grandfather manifested was only good for my grandfather's method was only good for him. See, the thing is, in this line of work, an energetic line of work, what I've realized is you can't stay with one person and one person only, or one system and one system only, because not every system and not every person will be the best for you. You know, the best is what your intuition tells you. If your intuition tells you do it, then do it. But if it doesn't, you should follow it. You know, because the most important part is you being in alignment with you. Because at the end of your reality, okay, when shit hits the fan, when you transcend, the important thing is not the people with whom you lived your life, but how you felt in regards to it, right? Which brings me back to the universe has your back card. It says, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, or my primary leader, you could say, I will always be guided back to the light. The universe always had, the universe, God, your angels, your ancestors, your guides, whatever you prefer, okay? Spirit only has your best intention at heart. It really does. It really does. And so, the key at that point is not to follow what people say, but to follow what your intuition is letting you in on. And to understand how things should be in regards to you, right? So all this, the crucial thing that is to be kept in mind is that you need to, first and foremost, I'm talking about these things because I think this way and I act this way, which is that I see every single detour, which is very similar to something that I read yesterday or the week, like a couple of days ago. When you take every detour as a side note towards your actual destination, you will live a much better life. That is how I see it. That is how I perceive everything that goes a little astray in my reality. Always meant to bring me back to light, to bring me back to God, to bring me back to the universe. What is meant, for me, always. Alright, so just also, it is very important to be able to celebrate your wins, because this is what this is talking about. What you are successful with, you should celebrate. Because if you don't do it, who will? You know, most people have difficulty celebrating their own wins because they're too busy doing something else. But if you want to get ahead, celebrate your wins. Celebrate them, because if you don't do it, no one else will. Unfortunately, it is a part of life. And just take the lead of what you want to create in your reality, because other people have their own life and they will be busy doing their shit. Well, not their shit, excuse the language, but their own thing, because they don't really have time to worry about you and to worry about your feelings about something or whatnot. People just do what seems right for them, which is actually what should be done. I know that kind of scares most of my family for me, because, well, I seem like a very, what's the terminology? It seems like I'm not fearful of much, which is how you should be. Because I was actually thinking of this before. In the Bible, now I don't know, if you're not Christian, that's fine. I am. So if you don't want to hear, you can click off. But in the Bible, it's written, don't live your life fearlessly. Yes, as in, don't be scared during your life. Why is that? Because when we as souls, cross over, we will return to energy, right? And when we return to energy, I kind of lost my train of thought. When we return to energy, everything will be set back to normal, right? And so don't be afraid, avoid being afraid of things because of something. Just always believe that God or the universe or whatever you believe in, whatever the terminology is that you refer to, it always has your best interest at heart. And you were always meant to grow and expand as a soul. Always. Alright? That is our main objective down here on this plane of existence. So, my gorgeous collective, that is all that I have for you guys this week. If you like this and if you would like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price. Now, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell to be notified when I post new stuff, as well as leaving me a comment, because I adore comments. I read them all. I might not answer all of them, but I absolutely read them all. And with that being said, my gorgeous collective, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye!